I'm going to sell you on this book in 3 words. Watch this is incredible. Lesbian, necromancers, in space. If you're not sold, get out.
Every once in a while you'll be minding your own business, tackling your to-be-read pile, and just generally getting on with your life when a debut novel comes around that is better than anything else you've read in years. A debut novel that has no right to be as good as it is.
It was the same with The Lies of Locke Lamora, The Martian, Red Rising, and now we have Gideon the Ninth.
Alright, let's get the summary out of the way so we can do a deep dive into the book that is all fun and games until suddenly you're bawling your eyes out.
In the universe of Gideon the Ninth, there are 9 houses that serve the Emperor, the Necrolord Prime, if you will. Each house has a specific function in the Empire, and no one ever really sees the Emperor. The 9th house was originally a cult that became officially recognized as a house and has been creeping out the rest of the universe ever since.
The 9th house is dying out though. All the children of the 9th house mysteriously died when Gideon was young, and now she and the necromancer of the house Haro are the only young people left.
You'd think that Gideon and Haro would be fast friends, but they hate each other to the level that they go out of the way to spite one another.
All Gideon wants is to be free to serve a different house as a soldier, to swing her two-handed sword around and live a little, but a summons from the Emperor changes everything.
The Emperor asks that each house sends their best necromancer and their cavalier to visit his palace and put themselves to the test. Any necromancer who can pass can become a lictor.
A word here which means immortal and all-powerful necromancer godling who serves the Emperor.
And since Haro has an opening for the post of cavalier, Gideon is her only choice to fill it.
Given both the carrot and the stick, Gideon reluctantly agrees, and she travels with Haro to a decrepit castle in the first house.
We are introduced to 8 pairs of necromancers and cavaliers who will have to work to figure out how to beat the puzzles laid out for them in order to reach lictorhood. If whatever is slowly picking them off doesn't get to them first.
But it's not a competition in the way you're used to seeing in dystopias. They can work together, form alliances, and generally do whatever they have to in order to become lictors.
Gideon and Haro are wonderful characters that work even better together. Gideon is brash and full of life. She's got a casual wit and a great sense of humor. She's more likely to punch first and ask questions later. But she also has a marshmallow center and genuinely likes people.
And she's a lesbian, but it's not just thrown in there as a representation thing or as a gimmick.
Gideon is a lesbian, and it's just who she is, and none of the characters even blink twice about it. And it's just so refreshing to see it just slid in there, all normalized and perfect.
And Haro is a necromancer genius, arrogant and full of spite, but also clever, eager to prove herself, and eager to save her house. She will go out of her way to let you know that she doesn't like you, and she tries to keep people at a distance if she can.
Together they're always needling and trying to one-up each other in the most petty ways. But the more the book progresses and the more their relationship starts to develop, and as much as they complement each other when they're fighting, they also work extremely well together.
And the other necromancer-cavalier combos are equally as interesting. They each have their own internal politics, relationship dynamics, and personalities. And they're well developed too for the time that we actually spend with them.
The only problem is that there are so many of them that it's inevitable that you start to confuse who belongs to which house. But by the end, you have it down. It's fine.
You genuinely come to care for some of them too. Abigail and Magnus are like an adorable domestic married couple. Isaac and Jean-Marie are their teen wards. Palamedes and Camilla are a whip-smart pair of besties who are both kind and competitive. And Dulcinea is surprisingly upbeat for a necromancer that is weeks away from dying of blood cancer.
All this is complicated by the fact that no one in this book is safe.
You think it's all well and good, you're having a merry old time trying to figure out the mystery of becoming a lictor, and then BAM! It goes right for your throat!
The plot moves along at a fairly good pace. Between solving the mystery, the thing hunting them in the halls of the castle, getting to know the characters at each house, and learning about the world, there is always something to keep you entertained.
Speaking of the world, we don't get to see a lot of it, but Muir does an amazing job of world building just the same. She tells us just enough details that we have a sense in the entire universe,
but not so much that we feel info dumped on at any point in the story.
Muir masterfully gives details about the world, which almost seems to have like a modernized Star Wars feel to it.
Everything is gritty and grimy and breaking down, but things are still good enough that you can get your porn mags in the outer reaches of the Empire.
There isn't too much more we can say about this book without spoilers. So if you want to figure out how this book hits you in the feels and hear exactly how you become a lictor, and it's pretty crazy, then check out our spoilers review.
That was the only disappointing thing about this book. I figured out right away how you become a lictor.
Me too, because Muir makes it really obvious from the beginning.
All in all, Gideon the Ninth was incredible, and everyone I know who has read it so far has come out feeling the same way. And we all came out with some feelings.
Trust me when I say the ending is not something that you're going to forget for a long, long time.
But lucky for us, we get 2 more books, and we even know the titles. Haro the Ninth and Elector the Ninth. Whoever that is.
Gideon the Ninth did a fantastic job on every level. Characters, plot, world building, setting, pacing, all those little boxes that we like to check, Gideon the Ninth checked them for us.
I have always had a thing for necromancers. They are one of my favorite elements in fiction, and I think Gideon the Ninth is my 2nd favorite necromancer book of all time.
So if that isn't a ringing endorsement of this book, I don't know what is. You can be damn sure that we will be back to review the 2nd book the second we get our hands on it.
Thanks for watching, guys, and if you've read this book, let us know what you think and who your favorite character is.
Bye!